Welcome into another exciting episode of the Toby Foreman Show. Always a twist and turn. It's almost as the world turns here at Shoemaker High School. Not really. I tell you what, it's good to have you back again this week.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to be here, and we're still turning. We're trying to extend our turning another week, and we got to take care of business. Tonight against Granbury, a Thursday night game. It's our second Thursday night game of the week. And I'll tell you, the last time we played a Thursday night game, we didn't come out and play very good. And it was 14-0 in the first half against Waco, and it could have been closer. So we've got to do a good job of getting our minds right early in the game, focused, and come out with some energy.
Yep, and of course the Killeen Kangaroos coming off that game. I tell you what, started off really good, but your speed, your kids' athletic ability really showed in that ball game, and then late in the ball game, we were able to get some kids in the ball game too.
Yeah, we started off. They did a good job on the first drive, held us to a 3-and-out, and it was our only punt of the game, only our 8th punt the whole year, which is pretty impressive. But and then we scored our touchdowns on our next 8 possessions, and then of course the game ended with a pick 6 by Marquez Cross. And the extra point, and that broke the school record for points in the game with 63. And so you're right. Everybody that was in uniform played, and everybody that was available that was not a starter in the fourth quarter played the whole fourth quarter on offense. And so we were excited about that. And it was unfortunate that you go into that game and you don't have all the key guys on both sides. But at the end of the day, it's our responsibility to get those backups ready. And I felt like we were prepared. We probably had a little longer, we did have a little longer with our backup quarterback than they did with theirs. And so I know that made a difference. But, kudos again to Coach Sadler. Those guys did a great job of being in a position to win a game or at least playing a game that had playoff implications that this late in the year, because that's something that Killeen High has not had an opportunity to do in a long time.
Hey, I got something I just want to share with you. I want to share with our listeners out there what this program under Toby Foreman has done here since he got here. Shoemaker versus Copperas-Cove, 3-0 record against them. This is since 2019 or so, 2018. Yeah. Shoemaker versus Ellison, 4-1 record. Shoemaker versus Killeen, 5-0 record. Shoemaker versus Harker Heights, 2-2 record. Overall, Shoemaker 16, opponents 3. Overall, total Shoemaker 762 points to 421.
Yeah, it's been a good run the last 4.5, 5 years. It really has. And
so proud of y'all.
Yeah, one of our coaches researched that the other day, and I didn't know that was posted yet, but that's something that we take pride in is the opponents that are close to us. Our district opponents, even though we hadn't played Copperas-Cove in a couple years and we hadn't played Harker Heights in a couple years, it looks like we'll be back in the district with those guys probably. But, the fact that we're able to have, winning records or 500 and 500-plus records against everybody around here, how it was when we got here. And it was, like I said, we played everybody for homecoming, and so yeah. I do think that's pretty good kept secret. I don't think people realize how dominant that we've been against the local, for sure, the Killeen ISD teams, and then Copperas-Cove, and even the Belton schools. I don't know what the record. I know, of course, we're 1-1 with Lake Belton, but I want to say we're 3-1 the last 4 times we played Belton High. The only team we've really not had success with in Bell County and Coryell County combined has been Temple. Temple's been the hurdle we've tried to get over, and we've been close. We've been within a field goal. We've been within 8 points, and they should be moving back in the district with us. So we'll see how that goes. But either way, I'm proud of where this program is, and I'm proud of my coaches. I'm proud of all the players that took part in those statistics right there in all those games, because it takes a lot of people to get a program going in the right direction for that amount of time. And I'm also, very happy that you've covered us in that time. And, that it says a lot for what these kids have done, the commitment they've made. People have no idea how many hours a year that they dedicate to this program and getting better as a team. And that's what the difference is, as well as our coaches and, our teachers in the classrooms, our administrators, our athletic administration, everybody. It's an overall team effort, and I'm really pleased to be the guy that is over this.
Well, I almost called you on Saturday to see if you could call my buddy Jeff Levy and call a few plays for my maybe a down the field pass a few times against those Jayhawks, and I couldn't get through to you.
So I got a coach on my staff, Coach Stevie Moore. He actually worked with Jeff Levy at one point in time, so he knows him, and so I guess I can have him reach out. And I didn't heckle you. You know, I saw the score. I started to, and I said, you know what? I'm bigger than that. I'm not gonna kick Dan when he's down. But the good thing is, it still should be the Longhorns and Sooners in the Big 12 championship as long as they take care of their business with an opportunity for a playoff berth. And I think that's what, you know, sometimes you have those road hiccups. I believe it was a road game in Kansas.
Yeah.
You know, that's not an easy
and
place to win.
Delay,
yeah, I mean, that's not an easy place to win. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, they still have a chance to play for a play-in for the playoffs. That's a big deal.
Yeah, so anyway, I had to just get that out there. I knew somebody's going to give me a hard time. A few heckles when I walked in over here, but not too many. But we got to talk about those Pirates, you know. And, one of your favorite guys, Mike Leach, always wanted to be a Pirate.
Yeah, I think Mike Leach actually might be. He's a honorary Pirate wherever he is right now. But so Granbury, so they want nothing more than to come in here and to get a win, you know, to end their season and be a spoiler for us, you know, and they run a tough offense to defend, which is the flex bone. They're led by their quarterback, Jonathan McCandless, as well as one of their running backs, number 27, Jaden Rogers, and number 21, Tyler Rogers. I believe they're twins, as well as number 5, Jace Kelly, senior wide receiver, and center Reed Wiss. All those guys on offense do a really good job. They've got playmakers all over the field. Their offensive line is disciplined. Their center is a really, really, really good player, and we've got to account for him and get after him early because even though they've not won a lot of games, I think they've only won 2 or 3 games this year, they've been in a lot of games. And, you know, last week they held Red Oak to 20 points,
wow,
which is almost a season low. We held them to 17. So that just tells you a little bit about how their defense is, you know. And so their defense is going to be led by number 98, Jack Damfusi, and as well as number 33, their nose guard, Sam Sutherland, and D tackle Michael Gifford, as well as they have several inside linebackers that really do a good job. They rotate them and they make plays. But one of them is number 45, Chase Cantrell, and then number 28, Cooper Sanders. And so those guys, their front is their strength. And it seems like we've just played a ton of people this year that their front is their strength. So what we've got to do is we've got to get the ball in space to our playmakers, the Hickses, the Brandon Browns, the Mari Stars, you know, Ty Wade. It'll be a quarterback by committee this week. Again, we played 4 quarterbacks last week. We'll have 4 this week. And so it'll be a combination of Malachi Jerome, Ty Wade, Isaiah Butler Tanner, and Kamari Balfour. So those 4 guys, you know, and it's hard to prepare for that. You know, they each have their own little packages.
Why not me?
And that everybody plays quarterback except you, Dan. You can't get in your 2. You know, we don't. You saw what happened last week with the Sooners. We don't need that. We don't need that bad juju coming in our huddle. But no, I mean, it really is interesting how we practice with all those quarterbacks because they also play other positions. So they have to practice individual. We have to make a schedule for how they practice during the week. And this being a short week, it's been really challenging for them to get all the install in and the review and whatnot. So, but we'll be ready. You know, when the ball's kicked off, we'll have a plan and we'll execute that plan.
That's a good problem to have. You know?
It is. I've never had it. And really, Isaac Therapeze is a linebacker, number 21.
So
we have five quarterbacks if need be, and so that's crazy. You know?
I'm glad I'm not doing play-by-play up in the booth right now. I'd have a hard time keeping up, man.
That's exactly.
I noticed you started out the game bringing in the plays with the quarterbacks, then you switched, kept quarterback out there, brought plays in.
Yeah. The goal line stuff the other day is what Malachi was running, the goal line package, and then Ty ran everything else, minus a couple of RPOs. And then, of course, we used Kamari Balfour played, I think, 2 snaps at quarterback, and then Isaiah played the whole 4th quarter, you know, because he's the 4th quarterback. Him and Therapeze are 4 and 5. But you know, it is awkward because you go from the center snaps, he goes from a 5'7" guy to a 6'7" guy.
Yeah.
You know, so that's just That's not normal. You know, that's not normal. But the quarterbacks are all different shapes and sizes, and they have their own unique abilities, and so we try to utilize those abilities to the best that we can.
Searle Stadium, 7:00.
Senior night.
Got senior night going
It'll be
on,
senior night, and kids be excited about that. This is for the seniors. It'll be their last game in Killeen ISD on our soil here. Last week was our last game at Buckley, and so when you're a senior, it's always there's a bunch of last. But I always tell them make sure your last game is in the playoffs. Whether it be in the postseason, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, or state championship game round. You want to end in the postseason, and that's a special deal. And I can remember my last game was December 2nd, 1995 in the Astrodome. Lamarck Cougars, who were the team of the decade that year, beat us by 3 points. And so, but kudos to these kids and the parents. Our Booster Club ladies and guys have been outstanding, led by Miss Alicia Logan. It's been a great year. It doesn't seem like this is the last. I cannot believe this is the last regular season game. This is unbelievable. I mean, absolutely unbelievable. And so, it's. But I will tell you, even though we've had some ups and downs and a lot of injuries, I'm overall pleased with this season. And I think the exclamation part was last Friday. What we were able to do to Killeen, regardless of whether they had their starting quarterback or not, that was impressive. And, the kids were fired up. But, before the game, they were fired up. During the game, during halftime, after the game, and we just got to make sure that we carry that same energy in this game and we don't have a letdown, because that's what happens sometimes when you come off of a rivalry game.
Man. Well, good luck to you as always, Toby. I know you're going to be ready to talk to me, and I promise to be in a good mood after the game.
Yeah.
I'll have a big smile on my face.
No doubt. You're always in a good mood, and as always, go Grey Wolves.
You're watching I-14 Sports Network.